So, welcome everyone. This is Mom Talk. And with Mom Talk, I provided this platform and I created it because I wanted to have an outlet for us as mothers, as women, as those who support us can come together and know that what we're going through in life is not just what we're going through. Somebody has been through it before and there's support out there for us. So that is one reason why I started hosting this group. And then also I have some amazing people in my network. Like a lot of you on here, you're going to be my guest or you have been my guest because you have something to share within the community. So I appreciate you. And this is why we have this platform so that we can help each other out and then just talk through different things. So those who don't know me, I am Crystal Galladay. I'm the fund finder for education, and parents consult with me as well as scholars consult with me because they want to get their child or themselves to go to school debt free because I exposed them to the strategies that I did to get not one, not two, but all three of my college degrees for free so that their child or them as a scholar can focus on being a student and not worry about the financial aspects of having to pay for school. Because really, who wants to pay for a college degree 20 to 50 years after going to school? I know I don't want to, I don't have to, and I didn't have to. I don't want you to have to. And my prince, my king in kindergarten is not going to have to either because I already started methods with him. So today we are going to talk to the Robin Devonish. Like, if you don't know who she is, you're about to get to know who she is. Like, she taught me everything I know about writing a book in addition to publishing a book. And she is the founder of Pen Publish Profit. And she is just super amazing. She is the MC to have at your event. And just her heart is so pure that I'm so happy that we crossed paths right before my mom passed away. And she helped me to bring the book out of me. So therefore, I wanted to bring her to all of you because we all have a story within us and sometimes we hold it back. So I want to just make sure that all of us remember just how dope, how bomb, how awesome we are. And that is why I'm bringing Robin to you so that she can share her awesomeness with you and we could bring the awesomeness out of you. And who knows, maybe one day you'll have a book too. So, and some of you do that are here. So, Robin, without further ado, I want you to tell us a little bit more about who Robin Devonish is.
So, hey, everybody.
Loving your
Hi,
background.
Michelle. Hi, Keisha. So, I know those are my
Robin.
girls. How are you? How are you? I hope you had a great day so far. I hope you like my background. You know, it's January, but that's what I'm looking forward to, right? The tropics, the tropics. But thank you so much, Crystal, for having me here. I really appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. I understand that nobody has to invite you anywhere. And so I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, again, hello, everyone. As Crystal said, my name is Robin Devonish. I am the founder of Pen Publish Profit, where we write and publish great books, we make money, and we impact the world. And so I work with specifically people or authors who not only want to write a book, but want to use their book for a greater cause, to help their community or to help their community, possibly have a program or, something that's going to impact people's lives. So, yes, writing a book is a great thing, it's a great thing to do. It's a great way to leave a legacy. But I think that if you just take it up a notch and figure out how that book can impact people's lives, it can go far and wide. And so, that's a little bit about the work that I do, but this is a conversation. So, Crystal, you ask me and I'll answer.
Well, there's a little bit more about you than just pen publish profit and helping other people. Like, you are a poet, you are a singer, like you have so much more in you than what you just said. Like, come on, don't be bashful, Robin.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Okay, what else can I say?
What about your project? Like, don't you have a project recent? Like, okay, we
Oh,
can
you
talk
talking
about that.
about being? Oh, so yeah. So I am a book publisher, but I'm also an author. I'm also an author. I have written like 6 books, I think. I think it's like 6. But this is the thing. When I decided to help people to write and publish books, I had to make a decision. Am I going to be an author? Am I going to be a publisher? And so I decided to be a publisher. And so, yes, I have written books, and I just recently, uh, you know, uh, announced writing a children's book for children K through 2, and it's called I Can Do It. It's really for little girls though, but it's called I Can Do, and it's affirmational and it rhymes and all of that. So yes, I definitely have written books before. So I guess that's one of my talents. Another one of my hidden talents is that I can sing, although I don't. I don't sing. I sing happy birthday to people. That's about it. But I'm working on something. I'm cooking something up because that's something that I kind of, put on the back burner as well in terms of, singing. And I think my next project, I think I want to write a poetry book. I've been feeling very poetical lately. It's poetical, if that's a word, but poetic. I've been feeling very poetic lately. So I think that's the next direction that I'm going to go. I'm going to write a poetry book because I've been feeling kind of poetic lately. So.
I say do it. Sky's the limit. See, I knew there was more in you, and you even have more stuff, but that is okay. It'll flow within the conversation and as people get a chance to get to know you.
Mhm.
So people are here because they want to hear like how can they get their book that's within inside them, within their heart, out to the world. Like what's the first step that they can take, and what are some, like, if you have any outlines or tips of how they can get it from
Mhm.
their head, from their heart, into
Mhm.
paper, to audio, however that works.
Mhm. Well, I say the first step is that you have to make a decision and stop keep saying that I'm going to, and just do it. That's the start of it. Making a concrete decision and saying, the time is now. And so that's the first step. And then the second thing that you need to do is you need to commit to yourself. You need to commit to yourself in terms of time, because, a lot of people say, I don't have time. Well, yeah, you have time. How many hours do you watch television? How many times do you surf on your cell phone? How many times do you just have random conversations with people and gossip and different things like that? And I believe that, listen, all of those things have their place. However, when you have a goal or something that, you really want to do, what you'll do is you'll make time for it. Just like we make time for, our children, we make time for our spouses or significant others, we can make time to try to write the book. And so the second thing would be to make the commitment. And then the third thing would be to, just start to create an outline. And so I teach, a simple outline, number, a piece of paper from 1 to 10, and put the working title at the top of the page, and what the title will possibly be about. And from that 1 to 10, just list 10 things that you want to share within the book. They need to be separate, of course, and separate meaning that no duplicates, right? So 10 separate things. And if you don't have 10, you have 7, okay, fine. But and leave enough space in between where you could just write some bullet points in terms of what you want to share related to that topic. And that's basically the start of your outline. I always say the best way to do it is to write it with your hand, because there's a greater connection when you write with your hand as opposed to typing. And just get a schedule. And I always say, if you can commit to 1 hour a day at least 3 times a week to your book, at least that 1 hour a day 3 times a week, you can have a book done in a good amount of time.
And ladies and gents who watched it, that sounds super easy, right? And we get in our own way of making the time. Like when I wrote my book, it was during the time my mom was passing away. Like this, I was on the bedside of her when she was in ICU. And with Robin, I met her through an event that I went through, and I was in a mastermind, and her and one of my other mentors had told me, like, what are you waiting for? Like, just do it. Not pushing me in a sense of like this is your time, but like the topic, like I was gonna do like a journal or something like that. And when they heard the topic of what I was talking about with my journey with school, they were like, "That's it. Let's just do it. Like just talk about like just write the outline and make it happen." And I'm so happy that Robin pulled that out of me, but then also gave me something that was out steps that I can follow that was bite sized, and it's just a matter of sticking to a schedule and doing it. And the fact like the services that she offers in addition to that, just guiding you through it with the editing and helping you with the whole book cover and the publishing aspect. It was a lifesaver. Like Robin is godsend, like, and she has helped me with that and so much more. So she really means a lot to me, and that's why I'm super happy, and that it worked out with the schedule, because I know she had something right before it, and I think a lot of us had something right before it, but I'm glad it worked out. And it's kind of like when we were talking about something, I was like, oh shoot, like I didn't have you on my show yet, do you want to come on? It was just like I was kicking myself, like why did I ask you yet? So I'm just happy that you was able to accept it, and that you were able to come and bless this platform, and the fact that you have your group, which is Pen Publish Profit, where a couple, I know Keisha and I are in the group, and I'm not sure Michelle if
Michelle as well.
yeah, Michelle, you're in it. And the bonds that we have from that group, from going through the process of wanting to write a book or writing a book, and like Keisha's book is in education. So we partnered up. Actually, Robin paired us together. So me and Keisha been talking all day, from my morning session in Clubhouse to about our progress throughout the day to now. So I was like, Keisha, I've been talking to you all day, which is all good. So just the beauty of the connections and just your energy, like it's contagious. And I just want to say thank you, but then also encourage people to connect. And that's one thing I want people to know. How can they connect with you? How can they utilize your services? And what's next for you, Robin? Because I know you're big on collaboration over competition, and I'm so happy you stress that in your group and bringing your super friends in, um,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that has really opened so many doors. So
yeah.
I'll be quiet for a minute.
Well, thank you so much for the compliment. I'm trying not to cry. I'm fighting back the tears, but I'm gonna get myself together.
Let it flow if you need to. It's fine. I cried today earlier.
Thank you so much. So you said a lot. So collaboration is very important, and actually, to be honest, that's how my this platform, or this public platform, so to speak, for me became about. It was because of collaboration. And because a lot of people don't know that I actually built a business on referral only. I didn't get online until I say like 2013, but I had already been doing it for about 2 years or maybe something like that, right? So collaboration is important, and that I built relationships with, other people that, if I did their book, they would just refer me to someone else. And so that's how I was able to, keep things going. And so that collaboration piece is key. Um, and just also being, with my friend tour, Lucinda Cross, she is like the queen of collaboration. And so I was, just watching her and understanding how important that is. That's something definitely that, in a good way, that I needed to rip off and duplicate and make sure that I, create whatever environment, whether I'm seeing an event, even, making the women meet each other in the room, or make them talk to each other, or, because you just never know where your next blessing is going to come from. You never know where that next big business deal is going to come from. You never know what relationships or sisterhoods that you may form by way of these collaborations. So it's really, really important. But to answer your question, I mean, if someone wants to work with me, they can email me. Robin at robinedevonish.com. And, and one of the other things that I also do if someone wants to work with me is I always tell them to go to my website, and I also tell them to Google me. I tell them to do that as well. And not to be boastful, but I tell them to Google me because I want you to be sure of who you're talking to and who you're working with. um because I've had situations where people have come to me after they've worked with someone else and they didn't do due diligence in terms of checking the person out and all of that. So that's another thing that's important as well, because I do understand that everybody that comes across me may not work with me, but my goal is to also educate and to give, extra tools of if you do pick somebody else, this is what you should be looking for, because it's important. And there are people out here that do the same thing that I do. I don't know that everybody's been doing it as long as I've been doing it, um, but I always want people to stay in a place of being educated and empowered because I didn't have that when I published my book. And I made a lot of mistakes and I had to spend a lot of money that in the end to get myself out of a situation that I didn't have to even pay anything to get into. That's the crazy thing. So yes, I'm gonna stop talking. Next question.
No, 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 you're fine. So how long have you been doing this so everyone can know how long?
Oh gosh. So when I first started, I was doing it for free. I used to help people to write and publish books for free. So I wrote my first book in 2007. It was called The Struggle Within. And then I say probably about 2008, I started, because once I realized I made a super mistake and I didn't do my due diligence in terms of researching the company and just different things like that. I, sought to educate myself. And then people started asking me, how did I start to write and publish book? How did I write and publish my book? What did I do? And so I just started teaching people for free. And so I did that for a couple of years. So a group of people, they come together, I didn't charge them anything. And I would also come not only with that information, but I would come with little workbooks that they could leave. So I would go to Staples and print them things myself. And all I told them is that all you have to do is just make sure you furnish the refreshments and you don't have to pay me anything. And how I stumbled into it, it was not even a thought to do this as a business. It just wasn't a thought. I just said, well, I just want to help people. I just want people not to, make the same mistakes that I made. But then one day I was doing, a mini workshop for a family. And it was the father, the mother, one of the daughters, the mother's sister. It was some people from their church. It probably was about ten people. And, I came, I had my agenda, they had their workbooks, all of that. And so at the end, the gentleman, he's very high up in his career, like a decision maker or, someone of stature. And so he said to me, he said, Robin, he was like, I'm very, very critical and I can't stand when people don't come prepared. And he said, I didn't know what to expect because, we're in the house. I'm not coming to a building or whatever. He said, but I was very impressed by your presentation and how you came prepared and how you have these booklets and all of that. He said, have you ever thought of doing this as a business? And I said, no, I'm just trying to help people. That's all I'm doing. And he said, I think you really should consider doing this as a business because you know a lot. And he said, there's people, they want to write books and they don't know what to do. And you seem to know a lot. So why don't you consider doing it as a business? And so I thought about it. I was like, okay, thought about it, prayed about it. And then uh, I started the business. But when I first started the business, I had to stop for a moment because I got sick. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I had to, go through that whole, situation or whatever of, getting back well again. And then once, I was in a good space where I felt that, I could go forward, that's when I went full steam ahead in terms of, establishing this business. So when I first started, I was known as the self-publishing maven. So the self-publishing maven, because I wanted people to know specifically, what I do. But now, as the business has grown and it has evolved, I had to take the attention off of me and more so put it on the work. So now I feel like, okay, I'm established to a point, right? I don't think you could ever be too established. There's always more room to grow, but one of the things that's really important when you are in business is that when you have to take the focus off of you and put it on the business and grow and evolve. And so that's how, Pen Publish Profit came into play. But for years I was known as the self-publishing maven, but I retired that name earlier. Late last year, I retired that name. So yeah.
That name always still sticks in my head though. And sometimes I have to stop myself like, oh. But you touched on a couple of topics. One thing that stood out to me is how that gentleman at that event saw things in you and like had an idea and was like, you should have a business. And sometimes we don't see the things because we're just so in our everyday. This is what we're doing. We're giving, and as women, like it's just like, oh, I'm just going
Yeah.
to help somebody out. And
Yeah.
a lot of different groups with you as well as other people, they're like, yeah, no, we underbid ourselves. Our prices are too low and things of that nature. So us as women and those who support us need to ante up when we have the skills and just appreciate all the greatness we're bringing to the table. And I feel like the world is just kind of figuring it out that
Yes.
women have that power and
Yes.
that knowledge and creativity and the get it done attitude. And
Yes.
you also mentioned two other things where the change that had to take place, and change is good. I know sometimes it's hard where we're like used to one thing, but you realize there was a need for change.
Mhm.
And then you had that avenue you wanted to go from yourself to others. So with you changing your name, and then also with self-publishing, like sounds like, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, the publishing route didn't work, and that's why you went to self-publishing. Can you elaborate on that just a little bit, or why did you go the self-publishing route over publishing?
So is it now that you just know you just sparked a memory. So I did think about traditional publishing, and I actually got with someone, my very first business type coach in terms of books. Her name is J Love Calderon. And she had a book deal. And so she had classes and information teaching you how to get one. And so it was a lot. And just, knowing the process of traditional publishing and, trying to get an agent. And so she actually got me the opportunity um, to talk to an agent, right? But I don't it just didn't work out. I don't know what happened. And so I was having a conversation with someone else. I was part of multi-level marketing at this time. And I used to be with a company called Warm Spirit. I don't know if anybody ever heard of it, but Michelle, you heard of it? Yeah. So I was a manager in Warm Spirit, and we were having a big event in Brooklyn. And I was talking to this young lady, and she told me about self-publishing. And so she told me about this company, but she said she didn't have any issue with the company. And I had already written the book. I had already written it. I had enough sense to know that it needed to be edited. So I hired someone to edit it for me. And I got one of my friends from church to draw the covers because she was an artist. And so I got her to draw the cover for me. So I knew how to do those basic things. And and so I just went forward with self-publishing. So Yeah. So actually, I thought about it at first, but once I understood the freedom of self-publishing and what it brings, then I said, well, I'd rather go this way. But it's just that I signed up with a horrible company it was just horrible.
Wasn't meant
So
to
you
be.
live and you learn, right?
You definitely do. And I know for me, I just didn't want the hold of somebody else trying to tell me what to do. I'm really trying to break out of everybody else's goals and what they want me to do.
Yes,
Especially with my
yes.
parents both being deceased. It's just kind of like
Hmm.
this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm gonna do it, and everything else
Exactly.
is gonna fall into place. I mean, I have
Exactly.
my prince; he didn't ask to be here, so and then I have my husband, but it's just like everything else.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
because I know like I've been asked like, well, how come you didn't go the traditional route, or like next time would you go the traditional route? And like for me, it's no. Like it is a lot. It is work when you go the self publishing route, but you have the freedom and
It's
you
work either way.
yeah. And then
But
like
but yeah, and the reason why is to work either way because even now with these traditional companies, they don't have those big marketing budgets anymore. They don't have that money to back you like they did, unless you're a celebrity or someone where they could get a return on their investment. So you still have to do the work anyway. So you might as well just do the work yourself.
boom, there you go. There you go. Let's do it yourself, lady. So, um, before we open it up for questions, Robin, like, what's next for you? And then how? I know you said people can get in contact with you with your email, your website, and stuff like that. But did you say what's next for you? What's on the horizon outside of your book? Is there anything else? The children's book?
Well, I've been working on, by your great suggestion, I've been working on kind of like this one woman show called The Robin Experience. So it's like a showcase, just to showcase the different talents that I have. So I've been, working on that, and hopefully, if things work out, I can do it at the end of March, do it, for Women's History Month. And so I'm excited about that because, like I said, there's things about me people don't know. Like I said, singing, that's like a thing where people are like, you can sing, and I'm like, yeah, I can sing. so so singing, some poetry, maybe some rap. I can rap as well, so maybe some rap. Inspirational message, because I do MC, I do speak. So and I'm a storyteller, so and all of my stories are wrapped into something. It's a moral to the story all the time. So just having this one woman show, I'm excited. And so Crystal, thank you for giving me that idea. I didn't even think of it, and it's helping me to also just pick up some things that I left for the moment. So that's what I'm working on now.
It's the ecosystem we have here. You gave me a lot of ideas, even like after my first clubhouse room pertaining to my book. You were like, "Oh, have you thought about this topic and that topic and that topic?" So it just flowed to me like the Robin experience. You do what? Like, and you have this, and I didn't know about all these books because I found out about all your other books, and somebody else said, "Oh yeah, I've been following you since this book." And
Oh yeah, they started naming the different books. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, "Mom, I need the whole package. Like, let's package that thing up and you know."
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna actually revive those books as well and have those available for sale. And so I'm working. I'm working behind the scenes on top of everything else that working with with the clients and everyone trying to get their books out. So yeah,
Yeah, in life. So I definitely get it. So can I have one request before I open up the floor for you?
sure.
For my birthday, can I get like a rap and a song? Like this is me doing the book
Well, let's see.
tour,
We'll see. We'll see. May, right? May, right?
A second is the 10th anniversary for my book. Me and
Oh my goodness, you are funny. A rap and a song. Okay, I'll see what I can work
Like a
out.
90s, early 2000s remix. You know, like the Ja Rule and Ashanti kind of deal. Like not
Oh wow. Okay, I'll see what I'll definitely see what I can work out for you. You are funny.
so
Oh
I
my
just had to
goodness.
put that out there. But is my little one trying to growl up? He need to be going to bed. But so I'm gonna open up the floor for any questions that you may have for Robin. Because I know you've been in the comments. So let's open up your mic if you have any questions, if you want to say anything pertaining to what she said. Now's your time.
Hey everyone, hi, it's Michelle. Hey Robin,
Hey Michelle.
that's my baby.
Yes, my boo boo.
So here's a question I have for you, and this is for Crystal too, and anyone else on the line. So I have a transportation company where we provide transportation for families who reside in New York City that want desire to visit their loved ones who are incarcerated throughout New York State correctional facilities, right? So that in and of itself, it's its own big piece. And Robin suggested, of course, writing a book to speak to a specific market, which really my target are really moms of the incarcerated sons and daughters. That's really, really my niche. So the question I have for you is balancing all of that when you have the service side, then you're writing the book, marketing the book, then you mentioned to me building my tribe. I have a Mothers on the Outside Facebook group, building that. So it's a matter of like, how do you kind of manage these different pieces, the service, the book, the marketing behind it, building the tribe? How do you, or what do you suggest in terms of managing all of those things?
I think that you have to take it by way of priority. The best way to manage it is to figure out what's the priority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because some of the all of those don't have to be done at the same time.
Right. Like right now, there's not really trips. So this could be the real perfect time to be, so, finalizing the book so that once the trips open up, then it's a matter of marketing it simultaneously.
Yes, I
Okay.
agree. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. What you
Okay.
think, Crystal?
I will also say dedicating time for those things. So you remember how Robin was talking about having a schedule with writing, like three times a week, an hour, whatever works with your schedule. Dedicating that time and making it non-negotiable. Like I know Keisha and I and Andrea were in a room early at 5 a.m. this morning because for me, I made that space because it is the time that my whole house is asleep and the time that I really get things done. So figure out when you're most productive and focus on the biggest ugliest frog and bite it and eat it and get it done. Because I don't know if you notice, we usually go after like the small menial tasks and be like, oh, I
It's
sent this,
something.
yeah, I sent this email, so I did it.
I did something.
But no,
Yeah.
like imagine if you had your whole marketing plan done. Imagine if you wrote
Right.
that chapter.
Right.
Imagine if you did that task that you had to do that's going to impact a lot of people. So it goes with prioritizing, it goes with scheduling and,
Okay.
and giving yourself grace too, because I know for me the past couple of days, especially today, I had a procedure like I didn't do as much as I wanted to do this week, and I'm okay. Like tomorrow's another day because I'm going to sleep after this. Um,
Okay. Got
so
it.
so just
Okay.
and just have your unequal balance because everything is not going to be 50-50,
Right.
Mhm.
and just get it.
Cutting out time wasters too, like TV, Netflix.
And that stuff will be there. We have the DVR, so it's like
Right.
things will be there, and you can watch it when you have time. So like me, like I only watch shows really when it's that time for getting things done. Shanae said her edges, y'all, are gone. And then Keisha does have a room. I don't know if anybody's if you're on Clubhouse, but if you're not, let me know. I have invites. It's for iPhone users or Apple users if you have an iPad. But she's having a room on Saturday about is it living on the edge or like bad habits and stuff like that and cutting them out and being more productive, and she could talk about that before the hour is up, but I definitely want her to touch on that and you two could to connect on that aspect. But I think you know what it takes, Michelle. You just
Yeah.
get it done.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Because I know a lot of people have been asking me, how do I get stuff done? And everything doesn't get done all the time. And I have
I'll be sitting now watching a show, and then I'll see Crystal come up. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Let me. She's making me look bad. What was I doing?
That's the thing with social media, it's our highlight reel, and people will compare, and it's like you have to have your blinders. I know it's super hard because even sometimes I compare myself too, but I ended up having to get help too. Shanae helps me a lot now with things, so I'm just super appreciative. She volunteered initially to do that, and from the things that I've learned and the experiences that I had, I'm like, what's your rate, boo? Like, we're not going to do this free. Your time is your most valuable asset. So, and she brings a lot to me. It's not just like a student volunteer or something like that, that is just coming to get their community service hours. So, I think you got your answer.
Yes, I'm good.
You know what? Can I add to that too? It's so interesting because I've been a one woman show for so long, right? And I recently, last year, I hired an assistant, and I really needed an assistant. Like I needed one really bad. And um, but when you're someone that you don't necessarily want to ask for help, it's like you try to do everything. So like, I have the people that I contract with to do those things that I don't do. Like, I don't do book covers per se. I may be able to come up with the concept or the thought concept, or you tell me what you want, and I can have someone on my team execute that. But just in terms of just even just having communication with the client, I needed to start to balance that. And so I hired an assistant. And so she, helps to keep things together for me. And so I say that as well. If you have someone um, who wants to help, for one, and they're serious and they believe in your vision, I say accept the help. Don't micromanage. Let them help you in the way that they know how to help, right? Because sometimes, some of us, especially because we're moms and we're used to telling our kids what to do, we sometimes translate that into how we work with people. And so we want to dictate and tell the person how to work for us. Now, of course, there's expectations, but as long as the person gets the job done, how they get it done is how they get it done, right? As long as they're not compromising the integrity of what you're trying to create, as long as, they're not trying to create their own vision within your vision, and they're able to execute what you want, then move forward with the help, definitely. Because in business, I didn't really know much. Of course, um, I was in multi-level marketing, but I didn't really know how to, run a home-based business. And so, I sought out a mentor, and I got a mentor, and I did a lot of things for her. And while I was learning things about my business as well, learning how to, build my business as well. And so it goes both ways, to ask for help for mentorship, and also to ask for help when you know that you're trying to do something and you have a goal, and you can't do it all. You can't do it all by yourself. And also, it's a disservice when people have to fight for your attention. And I had to learn that as well. That although I have my whole little schedules going on and all of this stuff, I still had to learn how to to balance that. And having that extra person also gives you a release. It's like a weight off your shoulders. Lord Jesus. Oh my goodness. So I don't know why I'm saying it, but I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
you definitely need to
Yes.
make sure that you ask for help.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes like we like to be in control, where it's like we feel like it's going to take a long time to bring them up to speed, but just think about it. That time you put into that person that's going to help you to understand what the process is, that's going to be something off your plate. So I think we dive deep into that question, and I know Shanae has a question, and I'm not sure if anyone else has a question after her. So Shanae, if you want to open up your mic and ask a question, the floor is yours.
I just want to say thank you, first of all. Like I said in my comment, my edges are gone. Like you see this hair situation, I want to get like a wrap just to contain it all. Like my brain is just coming out my ears right now. It's just so, so good. I'm so thankful for both of your time. Um, Crystal knows a lot of my reservations for myself. I get in my way a lot. I am sitting on mountains of material that I've done, but it's just how do you get past those mental blocks where you think that, okay, is this gonna reach somebody? Like, how is my audience? How am I gonna reach an audience based off of what I want to say? Is somebody gonna want to hear it? And that's the part that just keeps recircling back to me. Like, is this worth it? Like that's just my major thing is like that almost to say it like that fear of, is this going to be successful? What if it's not? Like those moments, how do you deal with mental blocks and writer's block as well?
Well, there is no such thing as writer's block. None whatsoever. It's all rooted in fear, every last bit of it. Um, and in terms of thinking of if it's going to be successful, my question would be, why would you even think of that right now if you haven't created the product? If you haven't written a book, if you haven't, put pen to paper, why think about something that um, you don't have to worry about for probably up to 6 months from now? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say, that it's fear. It's and you're worrying about something. So you have to learn how to compartmentalize. I've become very good at that, where I can, whatever I'm focusing on at the moment, that's what I'm focusing on. And then when the rest of the elements have to come into play with what I'm doing, then I'll worry about it at that point. And so I think that's what you need to do, but also to let go of the fear, let go of the apprehension. And I'm sorry about this edge snatch that I'm about to say, but also stop being selfish and stop thinking about yourself, because somebody needs those words. And so while you're wondering and contemplating and trying to figure out or whatever, somebody's suffocating because they need your words. It's just that simple. So if you take you out of the equation and realize that you're doing it for them, of course, yes, you're going to reap the benefits from it, the accolades from it, and all of that. But if you take yourself out of the equation and realize that you're doing it for them, whoever that person is or those people are, then it'll be easier for you to move forward, especially if you are a giving and generous person, which I just heard that you are. Then I don't see what the problem is. So I'm sorry about the edge snatch, but I'm sorry. That's funny. That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna send you some oil for your edges. But I would say this, like, I definitely feel, the fearfulness and the hesitation of writing the book. And I've been looking at fear as a more positive word, because we look at it as negative. And I look at it as face everything and rise. Like, there's always going to be something that comes to us that we have some apprehensions. We're like, ooh, I don't know if I'm the best person for whatever. And it's just like, okay, this opportunity is coming to me. let's just take my shot. If it works out the way I wanted to, great. If it doesn't, next time I'm gonna do better and I'm gonna learn from it. Do it ugly, just do it and then improve on it. So Shanae, like I just want you to know that you do have a lot of greatness within, and we all have something special inside of us. And now is the time, like you have your ideas, you can start testing with your market. And this is something that I learned from Robin. Start asking the questions that you are thinking of in your head so you can see where your market is and see what they're thinking. Like I used to ask, well, what questions would have helped you as a college student? Or like, what do you want for your kids to have that you wish you would have had? Like questions like that, thought-provoking stuff. Within a post or whatever in conversations, and start getting in those groups settings so that you can add your value and then start creating your tribe. I mean, you already have a tribe, Shanae, and we all have someone that some group that gravitates towards us. So you have to just put it out there. You don't have to put everything out there what you're doing, but just start somewhere. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
just
off.
know that everybody started from somewhere. That I was feeling it right there. Go ahead, Robin.
A question, Shanae. I'm nosy. What's your book about? You're
You
muted. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I honestly, I have many. I have been writing since I was 3 years old. Like, I'm sorry. This is
Mhm.
just, I, when you're hesitant to do things, like I said, the fear gets in your way. I wasn't gonna come. I was just like, I'll check in with Crystal to see how it went, and like God is just moving me in just massive ways these last couple of months, and it's nerve wracking, and I'm just excited, and I'm happy, even though I'm being emotional right now. I'm just truly appreciative. I have collections of short stories. I have collections of poetry. I
Mhm.
have, when you said outline, that just like knocked the wind out my chest, because I tutor young children on writing, and that's the one thing I promote with them 100% is getting back to writing outlines and writing things down. I worked with college students on their essays, and I tell them, don't bring your computers, print out your essay, bring your pencil, and we're going to sit down and we're going to tear this apart and put it back together. So I have a collection of writing. When I wrote in my comment, I have all the things. It's God is really yelling at me loudly right now. Like, there's so many things that he wants me to do right now. And it's just getting my time together and just getting them done. So
Okay.
I apologize for the ramble, but I'm just overwhelmed
It's
in a good
okay.
way.
It's okay. So let's do this. Because I'm all about action. And how far are the poems from you? Are they like in one book? Are they in where are the poems? Are they, some people have different things in different books, or do
Oh,
you have one book
I
that
have
specifically has poetry in it?
journals.
Okay.
Journals. I have actually like a rolling like suitcase full of just um where I keep everything at. I have um
Okay.
actually it's like a Rubbermaid
Okay.
full of things. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's do this. Let's start with the poetry book first. That'll be easiest. That's easiest to publish. I believe that's something easy to kind of break out into the area of writing. Maybe pick up 2 or 3 of your journals, go through them, and just pull that poetry out. Let's transfer it onto the computer, Microsoft Word, and let's publish it. Let's just put it out there, right? And that will break. And so let me just share a quick story with you, so you can understand why I say that fear is that you have to, kind of push it to the side and learn how to compartmentalize, because I didn't grow up a writing scholar. So, some people think that that's the case, that, I was someone who grew up and I always read books and I was this writing scholar. That was not the case. Actually, I struggled with writing and I struggled with reading for most of my life in school, in elementary school, junior high school. I did manage to graduate from high school. But, during that time of going to school, I was always told that I had poor reading and poor writing skills. But, my mom, she kept saying to me, well, just keep trying and it doesn't matter because you're going to college. Like that was just, she just told me that I'm going to go to college. And so when it came time for me to graduate from high school, I asked her, could I, take a gap year? A gap year is when you say, okay, I want to do something else. And so I decided that I was going to go to work. And so she allowed me to go to work. And that 1 year of work turned into a couple of years of work, right? I was able to kind of maneuver. And I was fearful of going or even trying to get into college because of the fact that I had been told all my life that I had, this issue. And so, my mom, she kept telling me, she wanted me to go to college and all of that. And then it wasn't until my mother got sick and she passed away that it forced me to go. So really the time that I wasted, I could have graduated and she would have saw me graduate if I would have did it when she told me to go, right? And then and so the admissions counselor, back then when I went to college eons ago, right? I know I don't look a day over 30, but I'm way over 30. So so when the admissions counselor, told me that I probably wouldn't graduate, they was gonna let me into school, but I probably wouldn't graduate. That kind of put a fire and it kind of ticked me off. Like I was just like, sir, I just told you the story about my mom. She just recently passed. Why would he say that to me? But that lit a fire under me. And so yes, those F's, they turned into D's and C's and B's and A's. And I did graduate from college. And I did learn how to write. It didn't click for me until I got to college. And so then I went on to get a master's degree. I don't really tell people, that I have a master's degree, but I do. I actually, have a master's degree in human services. And so to me, that broke the barrier or broke that word of fear that people were putting on me as growing up as a child. And so for me to really break that barrier was for me to write the book. And so once I wrote the book and people actually liked it, it was like whatever was spoken over me, whatever fear that I had, oh, listen, I'm the bomb now, right? They can't tell me anything because, I've gone to school. Somebody told me I wouldn't do good in school. And so I went to school and I graduated. Someone told me that I couldn't write. And so me writing a book was the epitome of in your face, right? And so you have to get to a point where you're shaking that off. And so somebody said something somewhere, somebody, planted a seed somewhere, but you know what? We gotta pluck that seed up. We need to uproot it and pull it from the ground of your heart, the ground of your mind, the ground of your spirit. It needs to be pulled up. And the best way for it to be pulled up is if you move forward and do what you know that you should do. And the fact that you are teaching people how to write or helping kids how to write, and you have all of these things that you've written, there's absolutely no reason why your information should not be published. And that's it. I'm going to shut up now.
Shanae, you have work to do. And it sounds like you just need to dust off your notebooks. So we're going to leave that there. And, I'm going to keep you accountable for that. And thank you, Robin. And I know we have one more question.
Mhm.
Miss Calavera, if you want to open up your mic and ask your question.
Yes, good evening, ladies. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, great. Yes, my name is Andrea Cavallero, and I'm so grateful that I was a part of this conversation and listening in today. I've got some good information I actually, Miss Robin answered one of my questions again, but I'm going to ask it because maybe she'll give me a little deeper insight into this. I
Mhm.
was wondering, how do I decide what book to write first? Because I personally have overcome so much, and that there's just a lot that I want to share and that I feel is going to really impact others' lives, you know? And I want to also like I'm coming up with a program as well for one of the books that I'm planning to write. So, but I also do poetry. I'm a spoken word, I do spoken word poetry. And I like that you were saying do, the poetry first. I was thinking, oh, okay. So that kind of gave me an idea when you were speaking to Shanae. So I'm just wondering, like, I don't want to write an autobiography yet because I'm only 30 years old, but I definitely want to write that type of book, later. But I was just wondering, like, do you think I should start with a poetry book, or what should I start with? Something that's more dear to my heart, something that is like burning inside me that I need to get out, or like how do you think I should do that?
Mhm. Well, I think that you should write what's easiest and what flows for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm.
um, one thing about writing too, it's a mood as well. Everybody's like, oh, that's a mood. This is a mood, but really writing is a mood as well. And, based on the books that you want to write, which one where you could just flow easily and just write what you need to write and say
Mm.
what you need to say and
Okay.
give that information that you want to give. I think that whatever that is, that's the first book that you should write. So I can't say, well, do poetry first.
Right, right. I hear
What
you.
comes easiest to you?
Okay. That's a good way to, yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for saying
yeah,
that.
and then
Thank
you can
you.
flow, and then the other books will come, because I also feel that, once you write one, there's a chance that you're going to write another.
Mm-hmm.
And also, don't worry about if they're in different genres. I don't think there's anything wrong with writing in different genres. I've done that as well. Like, I've written a memoir, I've written fiction, now I did children, I've done
Oh wow, that's so
nonfiction.
interesting.
Yeah, so don't feel like you are uh
Confined.
yes, confined. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for that word. Yeah,
Yeah.
they write in
Okay,
different
thank you so
genres.
much. Can I get your Instagram name so I can follow you on there if you're on Instagram?
Oh yeah, Robin Devonish.
Oh, okay. So it's just your name. Some people have like different names, and it's hard to
Robin
find
Devonish,
them.
or the Pen Published Prophet. I have that page as well.
Okay, thank you so much for
You're
taking the time to
welcome. Thank you.
enlighten me tonight. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, yes. So we have had a great time together, and I know there was a lot of conversation in the chat as well. So just everybody stay connected. Robin has provided her email. I had her website also in the email as well, and I'll do a recap with that stuff. And then you have her Instagram handle. So to keep in contact, reach out if you need her services as well. And Robin, I just want to see if you have any closing words for the group before I do the finishing stuff for this.
I just say, it's 2021. It's time to get it done. It's time to get it done. It's time to, show up in your greatness. It's time to uproot those bad words that were spoken over you. It's just time to um, just be great. Just be great. Just that's it. That's it. No fear. Ask for help, ask for support. Of course, it's hard for us to be vulnerable, but God will put the right people in your path. But just this is what we've learned from 2020 is that time waits for no one, and we just don't know. We just don't know. And so, because we don't know, we need to be out here doing as much as we do know until it's over for us. So that's the way I look at that. So let's just get it done in 2021. That's it.
Oh, that's right. I need a shirt for that. Get it done in 2021. So, you mentioned a thing, right? Just get the work done. We don't know about the time. Like, this is my grinding season. I say I'm in hibernation, even though you still see me,
Mhm.
but I'm working because it's springtime. It's my birthday, as I told you earlier with May. Celebrate. Like, I want to be outside with my mask on, but just be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor that I'm working on right now. And also not spreading myself thin because you know you don't want to do that. So thank you so much, Robin. I do have the drawing because Robin is providing one of the lucky participants that are here live with a 30-minute consultation session to talk about your book. So everybody's name is in this hat. As you enter it, I put it in, and that's how I roll with this. So let's see who won. You see, I'm not looking. It's definitely there on how I'm doing it. And the winner is Marcia. I'm right there. Well, you can't really see it, but it's
Marcia's
Marcia, Marcia. So Marcia, you're the winner for the I really want you to see. Okay, there you go. Marcia, you're the winner of the 30-minute consultation with Robin. So if you can email her, Robin at Robin E. Devonish, so that you two could connect. That would be great. So you can take advantage of that and connecting with her and getting further along with your ideas. I know you have a lot going on as well. And with this time, I also have it as a communication, a opportunity for us to vibe and see what's going on with everyone else. So if anybody wants to talk about what they're doing, I'll kick it off. Like tomorrow, I'm having a room on Clubhouse. As I mentioned, if you are not on there, definitely let me know because I do have some invites. But in my room, I'm going to talk about 3 strategies to kickstart or to jumpstart your child's college process because it's never too early and it's never too late to do it. So I'll be talking about that at 6 p.m. Eastern time on Clubhouse. And I also have a room 5 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday for productivity room. And today I announced how I titled it Miracle Morning Start Your Day with Intention. And the actual author of the book, Hal Elrod, and his advisor, they had contacted me because they wanted to know what I was doing with the group, but they were just appreciative how I'm sharing and continuing the practices of the group. So they gave me some free resources to share with the group, which I shared this morning. So just know that when you put positivity out in the world, people are watching. Everybody may not say something or comment or like or whatever, but they receive it. And when it's your time, it's your time. And then Saturday at noon, I'm meeting with my 2020 scholars for the applicants for my scholarship with my nonprofit. So if anyone's interested in being a mentor to high school and college students, let me know. And then I'm going to start a Facebook room. Haven't decided when I'm going to launch that, but that's forthcoming. So those are the things that I have on my horizon, and always doing my book, and then also my consulting services, and still have a 9 to 5 and running my nonprofit. So a lot going on over here, but did want to let you know so you can plug in where applicable and we can collaborate if need be. So I know Keisha has an event on Saturday, if you want to talk about that, and Marcia has something coming up, I believe, every Thursday. And if anyone else has something, they could chime in after that. So Keisha, if you want to talk about your event for Saturday.
Sure. Thank you, Crystal. Good evening, everyone. Good night. On Saturday, I am the queen of procrastination. And being a school building leader, it is killing me slowly. So I've been reading 2 very specific books about building bad habits and really learning to eat my frog in the morning, first thing in the morning. So I'm just basically sharing, not an expert on this topic by no means at all, but I've been doing some reading and I kind of wanted to bounce these ideas or these thoughts around with other people that are also procrastinators looking to break bad habits. So I decided to do this clubhouse room, take the stage, and just share what I'm learning and also hear what other people are going through, what they're experiencing, and kind of take us through the 4 laws that are suggested in the book Atomic Habits. And that's kind of where we're going with it. Like just getting together, um, laying out some of those laws and seeing if we're able to break our habits and basically live our best lives in 2021 and not stressed with procrastination and everything that comes along with it. So I hope you guys will be able to join. It's JDX Publishing at on Clubhouse. So hope to see you there. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you guys for allowing me to come on and share my event.
And thank you. And I didn't mention but the upcoming months, but Keisha is going to be the guest expert next month. She is in education, and she also has a book about anti-racism or racism, however you want to look at it. So she will be the guest next month, and the month after that is going to be Tamiko, and she's going to talk about single parenthood. So those are the 2 upcoming topics. And if you are interested, if anyone else is interested that you may know of being a guest here, just contact me. My email is open so we can see if it's a good fit. So thank you, Keisha.
Wait a minute, I want to say something else. Robin, look at me speaking up and being open on.
I know.
I'm dead
okay.
cracking up. I'm like,
Robin.
can you believe it? And you know I'm hard-headed, and I'm like, listen, I'm over it. All right.
I done cracked the whip too many times. You don't want no more whippings. It's all good.
And it's funny, she was in the audience for my Clubhouse room this morning, and I kept messaging. I was like, Keisha, and then she came up. She was like, "I'm gonna come up." Like,
all right, listen. All right, Miss Keisha, keep it going.
So cool. So that's Saturday at noon for Keisha's room on Clubhouse. So thank you for sharing. Marcia, do you want to share about your event that takes place on Thursdays?
Good evening, ladies. Crystal, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share. And just thank you for creating this space for us. Like, it's always so amazing. Robin, thank you for coming on to just share with us as well. And just having a heart to give and serve. It's just amazing. So my name is Marcia. Every Thursday at 8:30 on Zoom, I have a Zoom talk that's called Faith Focus and Finish Strong. And it's for women of faith. Each week we talk about a different topic that we as women face on a almost daily basis, things that we're trying to overcome. So we can just be able to walk in our God-given purpose. And so tomorrow, we're talking about overcoming depression. So if you want to follow me, I can put my information on the chat. If you want to follow me on Instagram, and then in my bio, you click on the link and you can sign up to receive updates for the Zoom talk.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing and having your platform as well. You have a lot of great speakers on there. Anyone else?
So I want to share something.
I wanted to share. Okay.
You go first. I'll go last.
Okay, thank you, Miss Robin. I wanted to just say again that my name is Andrea Cavallero, and I wanted to share with you ladies that Monday through Friday, I'm co-moderating a room on Clubhouse. It's called Healing Together. In the morning, we do the setup. It's at 6:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday, where we just basically, we open with scripture and prayer. We set our objective for the day, and we come up with about 3 tasks that we want to get done. And then we pray out, we just share what we want to get done. And then at 12:30, we meet back up on Clubhouse in the room Healing Together, and it will be under accountability. So that's what we're doing. And we just share, hey, what did we get done? Were we able to accomplish what we wanted to get done? If not, there's still time in the day to get more done. We just encourage each other. I really believe that accountability helps us. It helps me. I know personally, when I tell someone that I'm going to do something, I'm more likely to do it than if I just tell myself I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm just going to be real. Procrastination is something that I have struggled with, but doing this and help and being accountable to someone else really helps me. And so this group is just a really safe place with some Christian women. We just really believe in loving and uplifting, a no judgment zone, but we're there to encourage and just hold you accountable if that's something you're interested in. Thank you for allowing me to share that.
Awesome. Robin, I know you want to share something.
Yes, so I'm part of a group on Clubhouse called Write a Legacy. Write a Legacy, and the group is with, his name is Carl Michelle, and we're there every Saturday. I'm on his panel on Saturday, but on Mondays, starting this Monday, I'm doing a bi-weekly segment called This Week in Book Publishing. And so every other week, I'm going to come on there and talk about a particular topic and have guests. And so um, this week, we're going to talk about bestseller status, because that's one of Carl's expertise. So we're going to have him first, of course, because it's his group. And we're going to talk about bestseller status. And then moving forward, we're going to have, different experts and talk about children's books and editing, and just talk about a host of different things on Clubhouse. But his group, like I said, they have a 12 noon every Saturday. And then and then on the alternate weeks, you could come on there. And if you want to talk about your book and showcase your book, if you have a book, or if you know somebody who has a book, you could come on there as well. And if you even have questions, you can come on there too. So that's what I'm doing on Clubhouse. And also, I invite you tomorrow, if you like, to follow me on Facebook. This week, I have a series that I do called Authors of Impact Live, and I do it once a month. And it's to showcase self-published authors who are using their book and their work for the greater good. And so, I'm excited. This week is Men's Week. So the theme is when men speak. And we've had just an awesome week of them just dropping a whole bunch of nuggets. But the last person is tomorrow. But however, the replay is still on my page. But I invite you to come and watch, and, tag some people that your brother, your father, your uncle, your cousin, whoever, because they are definitely dropping some gems. So I wanted to share that.
Thank you, Robin. And then the rooms on Facebook, how long do they last? I remember I was in a room with Carl and I was getting my hair braided. I feel like that room lasts for like 8 hours. So how long do the rooms last?
You mean on Clubhouse?
Yes, on Clubhouse. It was a room.
Well, that particular day, it was like 6 hours. It was like 6 hours. But no, now the rooms only last, he probably goes about 2 hours, and then that's it. Yeah, that particular day, it was a long room, but I think he was just getting started, and you trying to, yeah, but now, no, maybe about 2 hours the most.
I know. So once I finish with my scholars, I can hop into Keisha's room and then hop into that room and then kind of hit everything.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you everyone for coming. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. I'll do calling once, calling twice. If you have anything else you want to share.
I just wanted to share, hi, that I wanted to be a mentor.
Okay, awesome. So if I will add you, I send you the information. We're having a call Saturday at noon if you want to get to meet the scholars, or if I could just tell you after, we can do that. So you just let me know if you want to stay on after I end this.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But no, I appreciate everybody for coming on and taking that time out today to join us live here with Mom Talk. We do it every month except for November, because that's the big month for my nonprofit. It's usually the fourth Wednesday of the month at 9 p.m. Eastern. Next month is Keisha with JDX Publishing. And the month after that, she's going to talk about racism. And then the month after that, we're going to talk about single parenting. And I'm going to be here every month. And I just enjoy the energy that you all share. And let's continue to bring great topics and bring great people to this group so that we can continue to grow this community and just have the support of one another in our endeavors. And remember that you have a special gift inside of you. So bring it out and share it with the world. Don't be stingy, and get that book out there. Contact Robin if you need some help with that, for her services, with helping you to get it out there and get it published. I utilize her services. I continue to utilize her services. And is really helping me. And I know it can help you. So I wish you all peace and blessings. And I will see you again next month.